So initially, when I went looking to purchase the Diesel-Oh in order to complete my ToQ-Oh collection, um, such as it is, initially I went to Amazon and I went to a couple of other stores, but they're just really, really expensive. They're like, $100, or I think in some cases they even got to like $200, and that's like, that's like just the limbs, where like the scalping was real at that point. So I went to eBay and then I picked it up there. But I ordered something else at the exact same time on the exact same day in addition to the Diesel-Oh, but the difference is because it came from a different location, it got to me later than the Diesel-Oh did. So this got to me, well, at this point, it got to me about a week ago, and then there's this thing which got to me 2 whole days earlier than was anticipated, and that is the police and fire rushes. I'll start out with police just because it's the very first one and just because it looks the coolest. Um, I gotta say it, when I think of trains, I don't think of police, law enforcement. Like, that does not cross my mind at all in any capacity whatsoever. I just, whatever. I mean, it's you're using your imagination, or you just have to use your imagination, I suppose. So like, that's why the I almost said diesel. Yeah, right. That's why the police Russia exists. That's it. It exists because you can. What does that have to do with trains? Absolutely nothing. You just okay. So, anyways, is that, and we just, oh, how do I get this out of here? Do I just do I just pull it out? It's a pretty solid snap, and then it snaps there. Okay, so I guess it just, cause like I'm wondering if there's some sort of a, am I supposed to press down or something? Oh yeah, by the way, this came out of the box, so yeah, I don't have instructions or box or anything, but I feel like I should be on the sides. No, down there. Maybe no. I guess I just force it. I guess is all I can do. So okay. So I just snap that into position, and yeah. So now there's a giant cannon on the face of this train, or these train cars, I guess. And can I even get this up? Nope. That's not gonna matter unless I can turn it into like radar or something, which is entirely possible. That's possible. So okay, whatever. Let's see. Gotta make this look clean, so I'll turn it that way. So yep, there's the police Russia. I'm gonna get the detailing's nice enough, whatever. Just like, what do police have to do with trains? Huh? So, anyways, as I missed with the Safari Ga-Oh, but then corrected with the Diesel-Oh, you flip out this little tab on the underside here, and then you can't set it up so it'll turn all by itself. And again, it just pegs in there, no friction, no snap whatsoever. So let's see, which way do I want to do this? Guess I'll go with the Safari Ga-Oh because it's based on the ToQ-Oh, so I'll just go with that. Oh god, am I unmuted? No, I am. Okay, good. So this combined form is what will be known as Safari Ga-Oh Police. I guess it'd be Ressha Busso, I think. Open that up. Snaps in place. Oh, you don't like that. Oh, so it only turns to the side. Okay. Why is it? Really? Why would you do that? There's a little, there's a tab on one side, but there's not on the other. It's like, are you supposed to have like a preference for this side, or is that how it snaps into place, or is that how it snaps into place and you're supposed to lift up using that? Because like, if I could just pinch it here, then why do I even need this little tab right here? I don't know. I don't know what to say. And just because this is Safari Dai-Oh police we're talking about, the color scheme is going to, well, it's going to kind of blend in because it's already white, and then it's got black on the underside, especially on the right arm where it already had black because of the Panda Ressha. It's just going to blend in a little bit better. But on the other hand, this is probably the best blended of the color schemes between ToQ-Oh and Safari Dai-Oh. It actually works better here because white with white. So, yes. So here is Safari Dai-Oh police. Just a little pistol, not a rifle, not a shotgun, but just a pistol. Remember, law enforcement in moderation. Why did I say that? And then you can open this claw, and each claw is friction except for when it snaps into that position right there. I kind of wish it had an extending feature, but I can live with what's here considering how long these arms are already. But the weird thing is if you turn it sideways, it doesn't like being turned sideways for whatever reason. So, I guess I just leave it to the side like that. But yes, you can turn the claw all the way around. Yep. So there's that. And then, just for the hell of it, I could have done that transition a little bit better. I apologize. While I'm in the area, I might as well just do it with Dai-Oh. So when I mentioned previously, or with when I did my video on my unboxing or whatever of the Dai-Oh, I made the comment, it's like, why do these come off? I couldn't figure it out. Well, I wasn't thinking at the time. Like, I knew the answer, but I wasn't thinking when I was doing the actual video itself. That's not to say that I didn't know about this at the time. It's just like it didn't occur to me. Oh yeah, this is why they have these connection points. So yeah, you actually are going to have the front, the back, and the front of the Dai-Oh or the Dai-Oh Ressha just hanging around. And according to the wiki, while Safari Dai-Oh is not does not use this combination at all. It turns out that, if I understand correctly, Dai-Oh actually uses the police Ressha far more than ToQ-Oh does. That's not to say that ToQ-Oh doesn't use it, it's just it's more associated with Dai-Oh. Oh goodness, look how wide those arms are stanced. And look how tiny those feet are. And look how narrow it is. Just, why did you get it if you didn't like it, Ava? Shut up. Although, I have noticed there are a pair of plastic triangles for structural stability on the inner side of each shoulder joint. I wonder if I could cut those off, if I could like narrow this angle, if that would be possible. I don't want to because I'd be deliberately cutting into it, but on the other hand, like, I wonder how different it would really look if I did that. Does anybody made that modification? If so, please let me know. So here is Dai-Oh, Dai-Oh Police. Police. Yep, this video is going real well. Yay. And then next up we have the Fire Ressha, which does not look bad either, and is slightly more plausible than the police version, just because I don't like associate first responders with trains. Like maybe that's just an American thing. Like all I could think of trains as like cargo and passengers, and that's it. But in terms of like first responders, like where you have to get there as quickly as possible, I don't see it. But that being said, the more plausible of the two might be like a water tank and a hose attached to a train car, you know, a flatbed or whatever it is. So it makes sense to a degree. I'm not certain, or it makes more sense, I should say. As I was taking this out of the package, I was wondering if the back of the back of the two of police and fire were the same, because like the molds are near perfect. But now that I'm looking at it, no, they're not the same thing. Even the strobe lights are different, which are painted on, by the way. They are not transparent. There's no transparency on any of these. So they look very similar, but the molds are different enough. Like, yeah, the way they transform and whatever is different enough. Like, okay, whatever. So, anyways, by the way, I just noticed that this loop, which is either a rope or a hose, it might be a hose. I'm not entirely certain. Is not repeated. Is not repeated on the opposite side. So yes, and flip out this tab, and then you can peg that in there, or tab it in, I guess, and then that'll bend easily enough. So there's this little hose up front here, and then in the back. Oh wow, wow, that has a lot of arms. There's a lot of joints on it. Uh, you can do a bunch of stuff with this. Good grief. Well, you really got to compact that down. Oh, and there's even a little wrist swivel on there as well. Okay. And then there's a shoulder. There's a shoulder and an elbow and a wrist joint. Good grief. So then it'd be 1, 2. Boy, you really got to accordion that shit. Look at that. Whoa. That's actually impressive. And then all the way down for storage. Oops. And so the actual nozzle assembly has about 180 degrees, and then you can turn it all the way around with friction if you desire. This joint is friction. This joint is friction. That one kind of lightly ratchets. Let's see. There. That kind of ratchets. I'm not. Yeah, okay, that ratchets, and then this ratchets every 45 degrees, and then this ratchets, well, more than every 45 degrees. And then this also ratchets every 45 degrees. So good grief, there's a lot of joints on that thing, kind of unnecessarily. So that's the fire Ressha by itself, and oddly enough, they've got some red paint on here, even though there's red plastic that's been molded in here, but for whatever reason, they also painted some red on here. Not entirely certain what's up with that. Ava, this is a really good video. You really should have eaten before you did this. This is dumb on me. How does this work? Okay, so by the way, this is probably the most involved singular component of any of the Reshas that I've done up to this point. Like each of these individually has more joints to it than any of the other components I've gotten out to date. Like this is the most complicated Ressha probably in the entire series. I'm just saying. So, anyways, there's a peg under here, and that only folds out 90 degrees. And I don't know how to transform this. Here we go, like that. And okay. I gotta admit, that's a clever way of doing a fire hydrant or a fire extinguisher. That works. I like that. That works for me. That's good. I like that. Oh. Oh yeah, because it holds it in the hand. Oh, I guess it means I have to. Okay. And then this one, I'm a little more curious as to why it is that this one exists, because, well, you're supposed to extend it entirely. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Maybe I'm supposed to do it like this? Maybe? No. They definitely want you to do that. So, honestly, I don't know why they have so many joints on the. I mean, the joints are there for collapsing it down, and that's fine. That's all well and good. But like, here's the thing I don't get about the fire Ressha is like you've already got a fire extinguisher handheld. Why do you need this? Is that not essentially the same thing? Unless one of these is a flamethrower and I haven't been told about it, which I doubt. Alright, let's see what happens. So, I'm actually going to have to look this up because I don't know which one goes on which side. Wait, there's no ToQ-Oh fire? Really? 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 You telling me that ToQ-Oh never used the fire Ressha? Ever? I guess according to the wiki it didn't. That's very strange. I mean, it's listed. It says ToQ-Oh fire as an alternate combination, but it doesn't show them. Wow. Okay, so I mean, because we're dealing with unofficial combinations, all right. So then I guess I need to look up diesel fire. All right, well we'll start with diesel, I guess. We're actually going to want to keep the left arm attached. Fire hydrant into the or fire extinguisher. I'm sorry, into the left hand, and then the rest of it into the right. And there you have diesel fire. Not firefighter, just fire. That's a really, really long arm. How does this compare to the car carrier? Oh, yeah, it's down here. I was like, where is it? Where is it sitting on my desk? Wow, it's actually longer. Not by much, but it is longer. How about that? Wait, wait, I forgot. There's this little thingy on the side here. Or not on the side, on the back. Alright. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Okay, yeah, so car carrier is still unnecessarily long. So, okay. Whatever. This is a really crappy video. I apologize. Like, I'm trying to rush through it, but I'm also hungry and I'm also tired. I'm like, why did I do this right now? Okay, yeah, so, anyways. By the way, there's two nozzles on there. And then they did the safety thing with the nozzles where they had to put in some additional plastic for stability or to prevent kids from poking their eyes out. Yeah, you could still poke your eye out with this if you gave it a good, what's this? Huh? Looks like there's another joint or something sitting up here, but I guess not. And then the fire extinguisher, which is kind of hilarious, by the way. I love the fact that a mecha actually has to carry. I mean, it's like it's not that they just take the arm off and then attach a water tank with like or like a fire retardant tank with a nozzle in it. No, no, it's an actual fire extinguisher that it's handheld. That's not a bad idea. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. It's just like, when you're doing this for your entire like this is your gimmick, then you turn around and you do this and like, huh? So again, it's not bad. It's just like, why would you do that? Not bad. Not bad. It's actually, I do like that. That's good. And then, oh, what the heck? I mean, technically, it can be done where you can attach fire to both ToQ-Oh and Safari Ga-Oh. In the case of Safari Ga-Oh, you're going to want to take one of those off, or you're going to want to take the claw off in order to fit the fire extinguisher. I'm really surprised if fire Ressha doesn't get used with ToQ-Oh. Like of all the combined forms, like why wouldn't they do that? Because usually accessory vehicles usually make their debut on the lead mecha. So why it is they wouldn't allow that with Safari Gao or ToQ-Oh, it's very strange. Maybe there's something about Diesel-Oh that, like, whatever. So anyways, this would be Safari Gao Fire. And then the fire extinguisher again is being held in the left arm. So that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now let's get our Scramble Gatai on. So again, this is going to be a toy exclusive combination. Because again, Safari Gao never ever used it never used any of the accessory Ressha. So this is toy technically officially in canon. This in canon it's possible, but in canon it was never used. So anyways, so this again starting with the right arm and then the left arm second, you would have this is Safari Gao Fire Police. Yay, it's a thing. I kind of want to turn this down and turn it into a second extinguisher. It's kind of what I want to do. But officially it's like this, so whatever. I wonder why they put this on here, because I wonder if this can come off. Nope, it does not. That's okay. That is okay. Oh yeah, I see it there. Okay. Okay, so here is Fire Police. No, let's see, that goes there, that goes, yeah, okay. It gets a little confused. It's actually confusing because, like, one of them replaces an arm and then the other one is handheld, which kind of sort of technically violates how the Ressha Busou system works. So it's a little confusing. So, and then the police Ressha, right side, and then this would be Safari Gao Police Fire. And the naming conventions are different because previously it was fire and then police, but now because the arms have swapped, you again always start with the right side and then mention the left. So this would be police fire. So yay. It's kind of nice that they allow you to swap like that. You know, I wonder if it'd be okay to get the tank Ressha and put it on here so that you'd have a boxing option. Plus, you'd have. Well, I found out recently that the tank Ressha actually contains fuel. So, like, maybe the fuel of the tank Ressha could be redirected into the fire extinguisher. Excuse me, hiccups. Into the fire extinguisher, and it becomes a flamethrower. I mean, I could, I could believe that. So, yeah, there's Safari Gao Fire Police. Or, I'm sorry, Police Fire. Yeah. Great video, Ava. Great video. God, there's so many parts sitting around here. So messy. Okay, so. Now, being able to. I was talking about it a number of minutes ago. Being able to interact with the Ressha Busou system is one thing. Oh, yeah, by the way, Diesel-Oh Fire Police. Being able to mess around with the Ressha. Whoops. Okay, I didn't know it could do that. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh gosh, you're way under there. So being able to take the arm off entirely, or being able to swap out from the elbow down, is one thing. And that just pegs on. That just snaps on again, nice and easy. Okay, so crisis averted. Okay, so just be aware, yes, that can come off. So for safety's sake. So, but anyways, I was just saying, being able to interact with a Ressha Busou is one thing. So you do need this to be able to come off. But here's my question: why does it separate at the shoulder? for safety's sake, or just because it was easier to manufacture rather than having a solid connection that doesn't come apart? Like they just decided, what the hell, we'll just have it separate. Is it in some way related to? Uh, let's see, was the Ninja before or after ToQ-Oh? Because they had the arm swap thing, or technically limb swap. They had the arm swap thing, so maybe they were trying to make like a inter-series swapability or something. Get out of there. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. I don't know, cause like, let's see, that's left arm, left arm. Maybe that's why the shoulder can come off. I'm not certain. There's nothing to say you can't do that. Just, well, yeah, actually, I mean, technically, there's no reason you can't do that. Just why did they do it? If they were so fixated on their Ressha or the Ressha Buso, why would they let that come off? I don't know. Okay, so that was fire police. Now I need to do the reverse, which is police fire. Why did I attach that? Police fire. So I need to use this and this. God, his arms are so wide. They're just far apart. Not because of the shoulders, but because of the stance. Look how far apart those arms are. By the way, Diesel police and police fire with just a little pistol right there. Let's see, how many barrels does that have? Just the one, just the one. It's not even a barrel. It's just kind of an indent where the barrel would be. Although it is slightly amusing, I just now noticed that they have passenger windows along the sides of the pistol, which is okay. And then you have fire extinguisher on the left arm. God, look how wide that is. It fills up the screen. And yet there's a lot happening all over the place. Diesel's weird. Diesel's just plain weird. But like, I'm not offended by it. I'm not hugely offended by it. Like other than the car carrier Ressha, which just I'm quickly realizing there's a lot of people who didn't like the car carrier Ressha, but oddly actually prefer the tank Ressha, same as me. So it's like, I guess I'm not alone in that regard. So okay, there you go. There's Diesel police fire. Gosh, Ginga Man had a really nice henshin sequence. It was called Ginga Tensei. That song was really nice. Okay, so here we go. We've got Cho Safari Gao, very wide, very narrow, and with a little bit of customizing on the back here. So let's see, right arm. No, let's see. We want to do both at the same time. Hey, but can you show us every single combination that's possible? All right. This would be easier if I just did it with photographs and text or whatever. So here we have Cho Safari Gao Fire with his burgundy vest marked with cannons, I should point out. Really wide. It's ridiculous. There's that. Okay, and then we have Police Fire. So there's Cho Safari Gao. Get your hand away from there. Cho Safari Gao Fire or Police Fire. Boy, this is confusing. But technically it can do it. Cho Safari Gao Police. Polisu. Cool. Nothing but firepower. Gotta love that. Although, isn't that what I just did a moment ago? See, did I do fire? Yeah, I did fire. So now I'm going to do fire police. Not fire the police, but Cho Safari Gao fire police. There's fire police. Yeah, see, that's totally different because of the. Let's see, I did fire, and I did fire police, and this is police. I did fire police, and then I did police fire. Is that it? Did I do fire? And I just did fire police. And I just did police. And yeah, okay, I think I've. Okay. So I think that's all the combinations. So yeah. And here I mean, it's not like limb swap hasn't caused us problems in the past where we had a bunch of accessory pieces left over or mainline stuff. But here we've got this left over. And then we have this. And then we have this. So here we got 4 Reshas left over. Coincidentally, the front of all 4 Reshas. I didn't even think of that just now. So here we've got four pieces of Ressha that are left over in order to make this. Those are sitting off to the side. And got this. And the convenience of Safari Dai-Oh specifically, you can stick all that stuff on the back right there. So that's one of the flaws of, was it the Ressha Busso? Is you're always, always, always going to have a separation of the two. Now, um, let's see, how do I want to do this? It is possible. There's nothing against it as far as I can tell. Because car carrier Ressha, Lord knows, can get away with it, so I don't see why I can't do this. So I just am. It is possible. And you'd have no structural problems whatsoever if you have the entirety of police and fire attached to your arms. Because again, if car carrier Ressha can get away with it, then these can easily enough. And I should also point out, yes, the joints are tight enough. They are sufficiently tight enough to where you can get away with having the extended lengths on them, or the extended arms on them. So, yeah, God, it almost reaches to the feet. This is the problem with car carrier Ressha, I should point out, is it sticks nearly to the ground. And it really sticks to the ground if you have that ramp on the bottom of it. Which I found out the reason why it has that ramp on it is not just so that it can shoot the cars off of it, which apparently the cars get used in the debut, the car carrier Ressha, whatever. But apparently other Reshas, complete Reshas, can sit on top of the car carrier and they get launched off of that ramp. Apparently, from what I've read. So that's a gimmick, by the way, that the toys cannot recreate even if you're missing one of the cars. Even if you're missing one of the cars, you can't do that. See, is this flip backwards? Nope, it's always forward. Okay. And then, oh, I wonder if I could flip the gun forward, and then if that would touch the ground. Yes, it would. No, actually, it's lined up with the Reshas. That or the other. It's lined up with the angle of the feet, so you can see the way it's not because it's flat like this, but if you turn it, yes, it actually is touching. That's weird. Okay. Um that's it. That's it for my interest in Ressha Sentai ToQ-Oh. This is it. This is the extent of it. This is all I want to do. Now, granted, I wasn't thinking of the giant arms. Maybe I should convert that while I'm thinking about it. But um, yeah, I never. I have like now that I've got Safari Dai-Oh, I don't want ToQ-Oh. And in terms of which one is it? The build Dai-Oh. I'm still chewing on it, but I don't see myself getting it. Like I'm not taking it seriously. Like by itself, build Dai-Oh is not bad. But it's like when it gets into the combined form, for as bad as this is, it actually gets worse when it becomes Cho ToQ Dai-Oh. Or is it build Dai-Oh? Yeah, it's Cho ToQ Dai-Oh is the second level combined form. And I don't even want to mess with it. I really, really don't. So, in that regard, I'm pretty much done with, I'm pretty much done with, all the Ressha and things like that. I don't really have any, because like the Shield Ressha comes with the role play belt buckle, or no, I'm sorry, it comes with the gun, the common gun that they all have, which is it's just a boarding pass that changes between a gun and a sword of some kind, and that thing is just no. I'm not going to do that. So like I don't want the shield Ressha that badly, you know. Like I'm not going to do that. So there's the shield Ressha, and then there's the drill Ressha, which came with whatever ToQ-6 goes. I don't know how to count in Japanese. I can't do that. Anyways, the Orange Ranger, it comes with his role play weapon is where the drill Ressha comes from. I was like, I don't want that. So, and I'm not going to get the ToQ changer because it's annoying as hell. It's not a bad idea. It's just I don't like. I'm not going to get it because like I would never tolerate the sounds. That would just that would just drive me crazy. Um, I mean, I've got the oh, what's the one from Q Ranger? Seiza Blaster. That's right, the Seiza Blaster. That was kind of enough for me in terms of like taking one thing off and sticking another one on, and then it makes unique sounds. So Seiza Blaster, that was actually a pretty neat idea. I did like that, and I do have that. But the ToQ changer, no, I'm not doing the ToQ changer. And then honestly, I don't know what the ToQ-6 goes. What his changer does. Like, I don't care. I really don't care. So, yeah, this is probably going to be it for me. That's it. And by the way, I should point out, yeah, I could absolutely take these cannons off and attach those things. So I could have the claws, or I can have the sword, or whatever it is. So, yeah. But yeah, this is gonna be it for me for Tokyo Jar. I don't really see myself going much beyond this point. Just don't need it. God, look how much space it takes up on the screen. And it's the fact that it's wide, not tall, and certainly not thick, even with the little bit of kibble sitting on the back there. Like it's just takes up so much space, and the arms are unusually long as well. So probably not going to display it this way. It's just the fire and place Ressha is going to be sitting off to the side, which whatever. So I think that's about it. Oh, one oddity that I noticed about the Safari Gao specifically is that every time I try to take off the left arm, I've actually had the. Is this the crocodile? Let's see. Yeah, it's the crocodiles. The crocodile Ressha, its connection point will actually just pop off at the same time, just because. Yikes! Just because for whatever reason the Wildcat Ressha's shoulder joint is so tight in trying to pull it out of that hole that the crocodile Ressha will actually pop off at the same time too. So like, wow, it is really tight connection point there. I have not had it happen with the panda and falcon. Is it right, falcon or eagle? I think it's falcon Ressha. I haven't had it happen on the right side, but it definitely happens on the left side. Um. Anyways, yeah, that's an oddity that I wanted to point out. It's like the connection between the center and side, uh, side torso Reshas are not quite as. Now, I don't know if that's the case with ToQ-Oh. I also don't know if it's an age problem or if it's even a secondhand thing. Because I no, oh, I'm sorry. The I got Safari Gao fresh from the box, but still, it was 7 years old. So like, plastic wears out, bad engineering. I can't really comment on that. But aside from that, I'm not terribly disappointed in what's happening here. Car Carrier Ressha, GTFO, except not. But yeah, this is pretty much as far as I'm going to go. Let's see, what were the other? Yeah, because Car Carrier and Tank, those were the other Reshas, the other accessories. There was another one, I think. Let me look. Yeah, the Shield, which I would like to get the Shield, but I'm not interested in it. There's also Police Shield, which I'm not opposed to that. Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? There is, even though this was not an anniversary series, for whatever reason, the center Ressha was capable of. You can actually take the center Ressha off of ToQ-Oh or Safari Gao as the case is. You could actually take this off and you could stick a different one in here that was Super Sentai themed. There are like four or five other ones. There's one from Kyoryuger, there's one from Go-Onger, there's one from Gokaiger, there's one from and then a really surprising one was came there's a Ressha that replaces the legs from Kamen Rider Den-Oh. Like, whoa, when did that happen, huh? Kamen Rider crossing over to Super Sentai in toy form? That's incredibly rare. Just because they never really did it up until about 2014 ish. It might have happened beforehand. I don't remember. But anyways, I have been debating getting a couple of. Oh, there's one from Go-Onger. There are like four or five red Reshas that replace the chest and even the head. And I like, there's also one from Shinkinger. There was one for that one. So it's like, there's like four or five of them floating around. Like, I'm tempted to get a couple of those. And actually, the transformation, you just take off the red Ressha, or in this case, the lion Ressha. You just take off the front, and there's a new head component you stick on there. So it's like, for $15 or $20 each, I'm not usually opposed to getting a couple of those. I'm probably like I would not get the Kyoryuger version. Um, I might skip the. Oh, there's also one for Go Buster. I might skip the Go Buster one, but like the ones from like Shinkinger and Go Onger, because I liked both of those systems. Like, yeah, okay, I could see myself getting one of those, and this is starting to get heavy because I have to hold it in unusual fashion. So yeah, I've debated getting a couple of those, but like the Shield Ressha, too much trouble. Drill Ressha, too much trouble. So this is pretty much as far as I'm going to go. Um, I'm also aware there's like a gold repaint of ToQ-Oh. I looked at that and I'm like, I've got the repaint already. I don't need another one. And then there's also the Chogokin version of ToQ-Oh. Now that one I might be interested in just because of the gimmickry involved in it. It has actual die-cast metal parts, which are incredibly rare these days. They don't do that very often. I hesitate to say 2014 was the last time that they did Shogoken in terms of attached to Super Sentai. I could be wrong, but it was a welcome change. Um, I'm definitely not going to get the what is it the LED train tracks. And the reason you would get that is because it comes with those small accessory pieces where you actually can give ToQ-Oh or any of the combined forms or Safari Gahu here, you can give it actual posable elbows, which that pisses me off. So I'm not gonna get that just because it's like 100 or even $200, and the reason everybody gets well, actually no, it's not the reason, but like most people get it for the elbow joints, and a lot of people get it for the LEDs, which are like expensive. So I'm probably never gonna get that. I wouldn't be opposed to getting it, but in the aftermarket, it's gonna be incredibly expensive. So I'm not gonna be getting that. Um, oh God, the one that and I've mentioned this a number of times in the past. I would love, if I remember correctly, it's called the Q liner or Coup liner, which is the villain's train mecha, and I would love to get my hands on that. That is so badass. I actually prefer that over anything that I've got in my hands right now. That I've got here right now. I much prefer the Q liner or Q. Is it Q liner or is it Coup liner? I don't know, but because I haven't seen the show. But anyways, oh my god, I would love to get my hands on that. Because I mean, it's a villain mecha. How often do you see those? Um, yeah, I'd love to get the Q liner or the Coup liner. Oh god, I would love to get that thing. It's so badass. It's so stylistic. It's like if I can't really say if H.R. Geiger designed a mecha for Super Sentai, but that's kind of what it does look like. Kind of, slightly. There's more than a little bit of Cthulhu involved in it, I'm just saying. Okay, I think I've gone on enough about this. So yeah, I mean there's a couple of things like now that I've kind of gotten the ones that are easily within reach. Because I spent 25 dollars on this. I got these from Thailand. I got somebody in Thailand. This is where I got these from. And then Diesel-Oh, I was from someone in Hawaii. That's right. And then the Safari Ga-Oh, I got that from Amazon. So, is that right? Was it Amazon or I don't remember. It might have been Amazon. Was it Amazon or eBay? I don't remember. Definitely two of the three purchases. So, yeah, I'd like to get a couple of those Super Sentai tribute chest and head components. I'd like to get a couple, not all of them. I'd like to get a couple of those. It's not the engineering. The engineering is not bad. Like, I'm not going to complain. Believe it or not, I would actually not complain about ToQ-Oh's mecha lineup nearly to the same degree that I would. What was it? Kira Major, which is last year's Super Sentai. Nowhere near. Kira Major was just weird. They had some really, really bad engineering choices. Like the designs of the toys were actually flawed to the point where like parts just were falling off or like just stress fractures and just like they also don't combine with each other. So yeah, so Kira Major honestly is not as good as these. Like I've got issues with how you can fuck up trains. Ah, I said it. Ah. But that being said, I actually prefer these over what happened in Cure Major last year. So, it just occurred to me I'm wearing white shirt today, and like white Ressha and white Reshas, and I just occurred to me maybe that might not have been such a good idea. But at this point, I'm not going to reshoot this whole thing. Forget it. So that's it for me. Is that it for me? Yeah, that's it for me. I think I've kind of said everything I possibly can at this point. So, okay. And so with that, this is Ava Unit 4A saying thank you very much for tuning in.